Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys want to see in the future. And thank you guys for stopping by and enjoying these videos. In today's video, we're going to go into Chapter 8, Part 1 of One of Us is Lying. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Browen, Sunday, September 30th, 3:07 p.m. I'm beyond grateful my parents were with me at church when Detective Mendoza pulled me aside and asked me to come to the police station. I thought I'd just get a few follow-up questions from Officer Budapest. I wasn't prepared for what came next and wouldn't have known what to do. My parents took over and refused to let me answer his questions. They got tons of information out of the detective and didn't give up anything in return. It was pretty masterful, but now they know what I've done. Well, not yet. They know the rumor. At the moment, driving home from the police station, they're still ranting against the injustice of it all. My mother is anyway. My father's keeping his attention on the road, but even his turn signals are unusually aggressive. My mother says in an urgent voice that indicates she's barely warming up. It's horrible what happened to Simon, of course. His parents want answers, but to take a high school gossip post and turn it into an accusation like that is just ludicrous. I can't fathom how anyone could think Browen would kill a boy because he was about to post a lie. It's not a lie, I say, but too quietly for her to hear me. The police have nothing. My father sounds like he's judging a company he's thinking of acquiring and finds it lacking flimsy circumstantial evidence. Obviously no real forensics, or they wouldn't be reaching this way. That was a Hail Mary. The car in front of us stops short at a yellow light and Dad swears softly in Spanish as he brakes. Browen, I don't want you to worry about this. We'll hire an outstanding lawyer, but it's purely for formality. I may sue the police department when it's all over, especially if any of this goes public and harms your reputation. My throat feels like I'm getting ready to push words through sludge. I'm barely audible. I press the palm of my hand to my burning cheek and force my voice higher. I did cheat. I'm sorry. Mom rotates in her seat. I can't hear you, honey. What was that? I cheated. The words tumble out of me. How I used a computer in the lab right after Mr. Camino and realized he hadn't logged out of his Google Drive. A file with all of the chemistry test questions for the rest of the year was right there. I downloaded it onto a flash drive almost without thinking about it, and I used it to get perfect scores for the rest of the year. I have no idea how Simon found out, but as usual, he was right. The next few minutes in the car are horrible. Mom turns in her seat and stares at me with betrayal in her eyes. Dad can't do the same, but he keeps glancing into the rearview mirror like he's hoping to see something different. I can read the hurt in both their expressions. You're not who we thought you were. My parents are all about merit-based achievement. Dad was one of the youngest CFOs in California before we were even born, and Mom's dermatology practice is so successful she hasn't been able to take on any new patients in years. They've been drumming the same message into me since kindergarten. Work hard, do your best, and the rest will follow. And it always had until chemistry. I guess I didn't know what to do about that. Browen, Mom's still staring at me, her voice low and tight. My God, I never would have imagined you'd do something like that. This is terrible on so many levels, but most important, it gives you a motive. I didn't do anything to Simon, I burst out. The hard lines of her mouth soften slightly as she shakes her head to me. I'm disappointed in you, Browen, but I didn't make that leap. I'm just stating a fact. If you can't unequivocally say that Simon was lying, this could get very messy. She rubs a hand over her eyes. How did he know you cheated? Does he have proof? I don't know. Simon didn't. I paused, thinking about all that about this updates I read over the years. Simon never really proved anything. It's just everybody believed him because he was never wrong. Things always came out eventually, and here I thought I was in the clear since I had taken Mr. Camino's files last March. What I just don't get is if Simon had known, why hadn't he pounced on it right away? I knew what I did was wrong, obviously. I even thought it might be illegal, although technically I didn't break into Mr. Camino's account since it was already open, but the part hardly seemed real. Maeve uses her mad computer skills to hack into stuff for fun all the time, and if I'd thought of it, I probably could have asked her to get Mr. Camino's files for me, or even change my grade, but it But it wasn't premeditated. The file was in front of me in the moment, and I took it. Then I chose to use it for months afterward, telling myself it was okay because one hard class shouldn't ruin my whole future. Which is kind of horribly ironic, given what just happened at the police station. I wonder if everything Simon wrote about Cooper and Addie is true. Detective Mendoza showed us all the entries implying that somebody else might already be confessing and cutting a deal. I always thought Cooper's talent was God-given and that Addie was too Jake-obsessed to even look at another guy, but they probably never imagined me as a cheater either. With Nate, I don't wonder. He never pretended to be anything other than exactly who he is. Dad pulls into our driveway and cuts the engine, slipping the keys from the ignition and turning to face me. Is there anything else you haven't told us? I think back to the claustrophobic little room at the police station, my parents on either side of me, as Detective Mendoza lobbed questions like grenades. Were you competitive with Simon? Have you ever been to his house? Did you know he was writing a post about you? Did you have any reason beyond this to dislike or resent Simon? My parents said I didn't have to respond to any of his questions, but I did have to answer that one. No, I said then. No, I say now, meeting my father's eyes. If he knows I'm lying, he doesn't show it. I will see you guys in the next part. Bye.